I finally saw it! So, I can finally go, to bed saying that, oh, I finally saw Phantom Thread. I've been wanting to see this movie for a while now, stupid washing machine that won't stop whirring over there. This is a film that is essentially supposed to be Daniel Day-Lewis's final performance. If you've seen any movie with Daniel Day-Lewis, you know how great this actor is. You know how great he is, how he is the ultimate method actor. I'm sure you've seen other people be method actors, and I'm sure somebody's gonna be like, Jared Leto is a method actor. Jared Leto's fine. This is the king of kings when it comes to method acting. Did you know that there's a role he has in Gangs of New York, which is a Scorsese movie, by the way, very good movie. If you've never seen that movie, Daniel Day-Lewis has a glass eye in that movie, and he constantly taps it. He doesn't have a glass eye. That's his actual eye. He trained himself on set to tap his actual eye over and over again without blinking. Do you understand how hard that is to do? In this movie, he plays a man named Reynolds Woodcock, and he is somebody who makes these great dresses for women who are very established in the UK. And it's about how he leads a very organized life. Like, nothing can disturb his life. If you move a pencil, for instance, on the table, if he's working, he'll notice that and he'll get annoyed by it and be like, don't move the pencil, like you're ruining my order. And so his entire life has become focused into making these dresses and constantly being in work, which has kind of kept him away from things like marriage, having a family, being with someone who he can love. And so this is a very strange feeling for him when he actually does end up meeting a girl, this woman who works at a diner played by Vicky Creeps, and he falls in love with her, and he starts off a relationship with her, and he realizes his worst fears about not being distracted and not being able to do things if he were to be in such a situation start to come true for him. And this is why we have this movie. It's about exploring how his mind is transformed after the introduction of this woman. If you've ever seen a Paul Thomas Anderson movie, they usually look incredible. The same applies to this. This is a stunning film. Now, I know what you're thinking. I say that about a lot of movies, and you're right. I do say that a lot about movies. But there are very few movies that stick with you in terms of the way they look, in terms of the way they feel. Phantom Thread is one of those movies. If I was to name movies from 2017 that did that, maybe Star Wars, Dunkirk, Blade Runner 2049, Logan, War for the Planet of the Apes, basically my top 10 list of movies. Those movies really stick with you in terms of the way they look. And this movie is no exception to the cause. Shape of Water actually was also there. I didn't review that though. Daniel Day-Lewis, incredible actor, gives an incredible performance. If this is his last performance, so be it. He leaves us with a beautiful, beautiful performance as Reynolds. He's a very tortured man, but not in the way that he's had a tragic past or anything. It's just, you can tell within him that there is this sense of how he will be if certain things were not to work out a certain way in his life. And you see hints of that along the film's runtime. There's a scene in particular where he makes a dress for this woman, and she's in a very low point in her life, and she's doing all of these really strange things while wearing this dress, and he is very annoyed by it. He's taken aback by it several times as the scene progresses. He just can't stand the fact that this woman is disrespecting his dress, which he made for her. And so when you see that scene, it just kind of gives you an insight into the kind of man that he is and the kind of way he thinks. One of the things I heard about it is that if you are someone who doesn't really like almost nothing happening in the movie for a long time, you're not gonna like this. And that's true. For the longest time in this movie, nothing really happens in terms of a plot. They meet, they have a relationship going on for a good chunk of the film. But I personally didn't think that. I was honestly hooked from the second the film started. It never lost my attention, even once. This is a film that really explored how a relationship or even a connection with a man like this can be, and how taken aback he can be if certain things happened, and it's very rarely explored that way. I liked all the other performances. I thought Vicky Creeps was fantastic. She plays a girl who's trying to do her best to find this man's love and is prepared to go to lengths to try and find it. Another thing I absolutely loved in this film is Johnny Greenwood's soundtrack. This thing is beautiful. It has some excellent compositions in it, and if you haven't listened to it, I definitely recommend it. I don't have issues with it, like huge issues with it. It's not like movie changing issues, but there's a couple of things. I would say my biggest thing, and this is not a spoiler, is the fact that the film opens with the fact that Vicky Krieps is telling a story to someone. And you're listening to the story and thinking, okay, this is probably at the end of everything in the film. But as the film continues on, you realize you don't need this narration. It doesn't quite help the fact that it's there. It kind of feels like it's there for the sake of being there. Also, the film, while I said it keeps me engaged at all times and it was constantly riveting, definitely slowed down a little bit at a couple of points. That's just my personal take. I sometimes thought that in the 2-hour, 10-minute runtime, it could have been a little more brisk. There is also a point of this film where, as it's coming to an end, certain decisions are made. Now, those decisions could really affect some people in the audience. Some people could be really upset with it. Some people can be very happy with it. Personally, I'm fine with it, but it is definitely one of those eyebrow-raising endings. If you have any thoughts on it, let me know in the comments below. I'm gonna give Phantom Thread a 9 out of 10. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Look forward to more reviews very, very soon. Look forward to Sunday for my review of Batman Returns. If you guys haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do subscribe. And I'll see you guys at the movies.